Have you ever wanted to mow down hordes of demons in the depths of hell to the beat of some seriously heavy metal? Well, perhaps Metal Hellsinger is for you. I stumbled upon this game on the day of its release when watching an indie showcase for Xbox, and immediately I knew I had to try this game. It's a rhythm-based first-person shooter where the more you kill and stay on beat, the stronger not only you become, but the music does as well. It's hard to describe the best part about this game, so just watch and listen. In this game, you play as the unknown, fighting your way through the 8 hells trying to find your voice. The game is narrated by Troy Baker, who you might recognize as Joel from The Last of Us, who plays Paz, a talking skull who assists us through our journey. The game is a linear fight from start to finish where you try to rack up your highest scores. After you beat a hell, you can actually unlock buffs to help boost your score by completing torments, where you fight waves of enemies with certain rules in place to unlock better buffs, aka sigils. Not only do you have quality voice acting, but the completely custom metal soundtrack is heavy, and it's great. I love how the game intensifies the music as your multiplier increases, and when you get a full score multiplier, you actually get singing from the likes of Serge Tankian from Sode, Matt Heafy from Trivium, Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, and many more. I appreciate that the devs did everything in their power for the music in the game to be completely custom and licensed so that streamers and content creators shouldn't have any issues with copy strikes by playing it. There are 8 different levels for you to fight through, all with different forms of the judge, who you are working to take down to get your voice back. I really loved the character designs for the different enemies, and their different attacks skills gave decent variability. You quickly unlock 6 different weapons you can use, from a shotgun, pistols, crossbow, and boomerangs, all of which have different benefits and special abilities. Performance-wise, the game runs perfectly. Staying on beat would have been hard if there were performance issues, but never once did I see a frame drop throughout all of the chaos I endured. I really enjoyed the cutscene art between the different hells as well. Lastly, replayability is definitely there, as you can go back and work on getting higher scores on all of the different levels, especially after unlocking different sigils. The level designs may look fantastic, but I didn't love the constant getting locked in a room and fighting waves of the same enemies over and over and over. A little bit more variety in the encounters really would have been nice. Also, a counterpoint to what I enjoyed about the enemies is that I thought that there wasn't enough variety in them. You have just enough to not really notice, but fighting the same enemies over and over and over and over and over 8 times in a row really kind of drags on. In addition to this, I was really disappointed that the boss battles at the end of each hell were just the same figure of the Red Judge, but with slightly different attack patterns. I really think they missed a big opportunity to showcase this game more with some really badass bosses. This was probably the biggest disappointing thing of the entire game for me. The game is also very short. In fact, I was actually able to beat the main campaign in just 3 to 4 hours. The story was just okay, but you really can't expect much, on that front. The cutscene art was indeed good, but it would have been nice to see more in-game cutscenes. Lastly, as much as I adored the soundtrack for this game, the boss fight music was mostly the same each time, but with a different vocalist. I understand the limits they have to create seamless loops for the standard gameplay, but I wish there was a bit more variety in the soundtrack as well. The BPM, beats per minute, is pretty consistent throughout the entire game. It would have been a fun little wrinkle to have times where the BPM goes up and allows you quicker fighting. The Metal Hellsinger is a pleasantly good time, especially if you're looking to play a video game while listening to a heavy metal soundtrack. The buttery smooth gameplay fits well with the beautifully detailed areas over the heavy metal soundtrack. The characters and story are cohesive enough, but the gameplay could have had a bit more variety to really bring and tie this all together into a total experience. For this Papa Plays, I am giving Metal Hellsinger a 7.2 out of 10 with wait for sale. It's currently available on Xbox Game Pass, so if you have that, I recommend trying it. But otherwise, the current price point doesn't justify the full experience of the game. And if you like this quick Papa Plays review, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring-ding that notification bell, and there will be more. I appreciate all of your support, and until next time, I'll talk to you later.